Alrighty. Let's just go here. I think I'm live. Am I live? I believe so. Yep. Yay, we are live. Alright, cool. Good morning, everyone. It is 7:52 a.m. on a beautiful Tuesday morning. I am going to share this out to my other pages, and I hope you guys are having a great day. So this morning I woke up really tired. It's been a bit of a push this month, and we've come across some major issues. Number one being the hurricane, and my business partner is still without any electricity after day 3 of this hurricane. And even though it's beautiful, I mean, the days have been absolutely gorgeous. The problem is that, and I'm just going to say I'm live, come say hi. The problem is that she doesn't know, she's charging her phone on a car battery, and she's charging her computer on a car battery, and that's pretty amazing. So anyway, we have been dealing with that. I haven't as much as she has, and also we've had some different things happen with the line, and I say the line, I'm talking about Radiance, as I am always talking about Radiance, because that is my skincare line. But we've had some people I'm not even going to get into it. Anyway, it doesn't even matter. The point is that we are, and as my phone goes off, we are working really hard for the upcoming season to get our line out a little bit more. And we've gone to FBM, which is Fulfilled by Merchant on Amazon, and that in and of itself has been a little bit more difficult. FBA, when you're on Amazon, Fulfilled by Amazon, is a lot better because Amazon has control of what's happening. They like it when they're in control. So they have control over my product. So basically, I send my product to like 7 or 10 different warehouses across the country, and not even knowing where it is or anything. And Amazon can lose it. It can get stolen. It can be whatever happens. It can also get sold, but more often than not, it is lost or stolen. And what I noticed my first year out is that I worked really hard to get reviews and to give my product away for free reviews, and please use my product. You know, it was like, here I've spent all this money on formulation, I've spent all this money on research, I've spent all this money just to get this out, and yet it's interesting in skincare. People would much rather buy something that is made overseas and costs less to make and is of an inferior grade. And I say that in all honesty because I know it's an inferior grade, because I've spent 9 years figuring out what goes into this, and it's not easy. It's definitely not an easy go of what goes into skincare. And I said to my business partner yesterday, you know, if we had seen what happened in the last year, and we had seen what happens now, would we have done it? And I just said, I flat out said, absolutely not. No way I would have ever done it. So today's skincare tip is all about that, how to get rid of the tired look. Because as I've come to do this more and more in skincare, and I've ordered skincare, and I've spent money on others' skincare and looked at their ingredients and compared, because it's always a comparison. And when you're always comparing yourself to others, because That's what you have to do in this business. You have to be better than the next person. You have to get rid of wrinkles faster. You have to do it this instant. It's got to be instantaneous. It's got to be right this minute. It cannot be anything but right this minute. And I have a viewer, awesome, who's my peak live viewer during the broadcast. I don't know who you are, but whoever you are would be awesome if you said hi. So anyway, the point of this is that, and did I just go kind of wonky? I think I went wonky on my live here. So the point of this is that you're always comparing yourself in skincare, and it's definitely the demise of most people. And I would say in a lot of ways, and being really honest with you, I have aged more with this line than I could ever have done without the line. And it's really a shame because I love this. I mean, I've spent so much time, effort, energy, marketing dollars especially, travel, education, coaching, everything I possibly could to get my line in front of the eyes that really want it and need it and want to be the person who buys from somebody they not only know, but someone who you can talk to me. You can actually call on our phone number and get me on the phone. I don't think, as I remember, I don't think you can do that with Christy Brinkley, Jessica Alba, or Cindy Crawford, or Proactive. I don't think you can actually talk to those people who made their product. I think you have to pay them, first of all, to talk to them. You also have to jump through hoops to get through the myriad of stop gaps and pit bulls that stop. Oh, well, I'll get her a message. Oh, sure, I'll get her a message, and get blown off. But I think people really thrive on rejection. They thrive on it because it gives them a feeling. It gives them a sense of purpose. Like, oh, well, that person rejected me. It's like I want to be accepted by somebody who doesn't want to accept me. And it's like, why doesn't the guy who I really like me, and the other guy that I don't like really likes me? You know, it's all about going after the things that we can't have. And I should say that to myself too, because, you know, Radiance is going after the thing that I can't have in a way. I can't get that $1 million market. And I don't know if I can or can't. I shouldn't say that, being that that's what I'm striving for. But I've worked so hard at this, and yet I don't have a lot to show for it, because I mean, I have the product, but I don't have, I mean, it's funny how it takes so many years to get this off the ground, and I don't have that many years. You know, I am halfway over my life. Like, I have less than half of what I just lived left available to me on this planet, relatively speaking. And so, you know, I asked myself the other day, you know, do you want to really be a success at this? And what is it that you want to be a success at? And I've always loved coaching, and I've always loved to be in front of people, sharing my story, and people kind of I either get like, ugh, I don't like you, or I get, yeah, that is so cool, I really want to know more. I don't get the middle at all. People either really hate me or they really like me, and I have the haters to prove it. I mean, I've got people, you know, I had a guy the other day I told you about, stalking me for years, and, you know, threatening to kill me while I'm riding my bike, and I mean, crazy stuff. You know, how people can spend that much time, I don't know. I mean, that, to me, it blows me away, but whatever. Any press is good press as far as I'm concerned, even if it is trolling, you know, wackos. So the point is that the skincare tip of the day is how to get rid of the tired look. And I say that because, yeah, I mean, quite honestly, I am tired. I'm exhausted, and I think my business partner is exhausted too. We both lost, you know, she's like almost 6'2", I think. Like, I don't even know how tall she is. She's so tall. And she's like weighs less than models do, you know, like this. It takes so much out of you to create something that is healthy and amazing, and you want to help people, and yet people don't want your help. They don't care, because I don't have the backing behind me of Dr. Perricone or Dr. Guru or Dr. I'm going to get rid of your wrinkles in 2 seconds, or Dr. Kylie Jenner or whoever. I don't have that behind me. I'm just me. I'm just a real person who really wanted to help people to create, to have better skin, and to not have it leak, the skincare leak in their eyes and cause problems with their contacts. When I used to wear contacts, that was the number one issue I had, was the skincare that I was using it always leaked into my eyes, and it was like beyond excruciating. I stopped wearing skincare because literally I couldn't handle that it would, and literally even if I put it here, it still, like, it had that, when I sweat, it would still sweat and get into my eyes. So I stopped wearing skincare for a while because I couldn't find anything that would not leak or run into my eyes, and that's why I went into skincare. And I will say, in all honesty, and I mean, you know, being honest with you, it's been a very eye-opening experience, but it's also been really, really exhausting. And it's a shame, because I wanted this so much to be a success. I really did. It was like, I went out the gate with Amazon like, yeah, I'm going to get it done. And, you know, and as the days wore on and they became 18-hour days fighting with Amazon, like literally fighting, like, you know, they'd delist my product, they'd unlist it, and I'd be so exhausted. I'd be just like, oh my gosh. And I mean, days literally forgetting to take a shower. Like I'd forget to take showers. And so it's the skincare tip of the day, and I keep running back to this, is that tired look. And I woke up this morning and I sat in front of my computer for a minute, and I looked at myself and I was like, whoa, you look really tired. And I realized, like, what are your priorities? You know, what is it that is going to make you happy? And is this making you happy? And it did for a while. It really did. And now I'm literally just wondering, like, what is going on? Why are people not buying my product? You know, I've put out ads. I've targeted the exact, you know, I've nailed it down to like such exact targeting, you know, be income level, demographic, interest, what they do, what they watch, who they wear, you know, things like that. And I've just targeted like to the nth degree. And then I've gone really broad on the other spectrum. You know, I've gone super broad. And I've realized that nothing I've done has worked. And there's a scripture in the Bible, and I'm not gonna go there, because I've really gotten very, very much more into my faith as I've learned about my line, and as I've become more of an entrepreneur that's just faith-based, and that's where my next level is going, is faith-based entrepreneurialism. But that's another story. But there is a scripture, you know, that talks about your faith in what you're doing and your faith in yourself. And when you have zero faith, you know, and or those around you have zero faith in you, which is always the case with me. I don't surround myself with people, or I don't have a surrounding of people who have faith in me. I have a few friends here and there that do have faith in me, but by and large, no. I have mainly people that are very, very, I don't know, how shall I say, they're not the nicest of people that are around. And I wouldn't say that in any other way than just saying that, you know, People want you to fail so that they don't lose you, and they want to be able to say, oh, see, she couldn't do it, so I can't do it. They want to prove to themselves that they can't do it. So if you can do it, if you can believe, if you can make it happen, if you can have faith to that point where you can actually make it happen, people are like, oh my gosh, right? So the first year out in Amazon, I did really well. Really well for a skincare line. I wouldn't say really well as far as, if I had a spatula, let's say, if I was doing spatulas like they had told us to do in ASM, which is amazing selling machine or whatever that is, another stupid thing I invested in. If they had, if I'd gone with like cutting boards and nylon racks or whatever they are, I probably would have had a better go at it. But my goal wasn't to create something, wasn't to sell something just by virtue of cluttering up the kitchens of women that just don't need another thing. It wasn't that. It wasn't to clutter up their cosmetics either. It was to give them an opportunity to share with them, hey, this is the line that can actually help your skin. So when you're looking at me right now, you're seeing I have lighting on a little bit because it's so dark in here, and otherwise I'd be in shadows and you'd be like, who the hell is that? But you can see, you can see little wrinkles, you can see laugh lines. I mean, I'm not 12 years old. Thank God. You can see, some forehead, you can see scars where my father threw me out of a truck when I was a little girl, and you can see all kinds of things, okay? So at 49 years old, you're going to see age. I don't think that there's anybody on this planet, unless they're getting, injections every week, that doesn't show age. And I don't have the time, the money, or the patience to sit in front of a needle and get injected so that I can have my face blow up like a puffer fish, only to, put a bunch of ice and stuff on it so that I can look good for everybody else. This isn't about looking good for other people. This is about feeling good inside, knowing that you're doing something healthy for yourself. That's why I created it. It wasn't for you to go out and go, look how great I look. Because, as I look at this, as I look at our community and our society as where we're going, it's all about what people think. And then it's a turnaround to say, flip somebody off and tell them, F them off and say, well, I don't care what you think. And yet, but you're going in and getting $400 injections for your face, and it's obvious you care about what they think, So this isn't about that. This is, when I created this line, this was honestly to help my athletes because they were sweating so much and it was causing so many problems with their sight and with their, it would cause issues right here, especially when you sweat, you get salt, okay? And if they were rubbing it off, like they were, doing this, they'd have it all over their hands and then they'd end up wiping their face. It was just a gigantic, I wouldn't say mess, but it was just like, I want one less thing to have to deal with. And so that's when I created this line. And the tired days, the skincare tip that I'm giving you today about tired days is it's wearing on me. I gotta say, I am tired. I'm tired of the trolls. I'm tired of, people threatening to kill me. I'm tired of the haters. It gets to you after a while. You're just like, wow, there's only so much shield you have. And then, after this, the shield kind of breaks down a little bit, and you need somebody to come in, and I don't want to say somebody, but something inside of you that's going to promote even more sense of semblance and serenity and compassion and kindness for yourself, not for others, for yourself first, because you got to take care of yourself first before you take care of somebody else. When I went homeless, it was so difficult to even, I was so ashamed. The shame that you feel is beyond anything, and that cover, you get like, you just crawl up inside of you, and you feel so demoralized and so hated. You feel so hated in society because people hate people like that. They hate homeless people. They hate them. They like, yuck. And, oh, you're home. Oh, that's so, And so the judgment that you feel is really, really harsh. And so when I went homeless, the tired nights were really, really tiring because I couldn't sleep at night. I'd have the cops coming to bang on the window, and I'd have to move. I'd have people coming up to the car and going like this, inside the window, like looking, hitting the car. I'd have, if I had to leave the windows open because they had to breathe, I'd have people throwing their cigarette butts inside the car. It was gross, and the tired nights really wore on me. Right now, I'm so grateful. I have 4 walls. I have a roof. I have this computer. I'm so grateful for what I have at this point. Every morning I wake up, I have my 3 gratitudes, and this one of them is like, I am not homeless. And that like, wow, okay, I can get something done today. All right, just, keep going, Nicole, keep going. And the tired that I feel right now is the tired of fighting everything else and fighting the whole thing of skincare. I'm kind of like, wow, is this really worth it to promote my line every single day, spend $20, $30, $40 a day on Facebook ads and have nothing ever convert? Keep going, listening to people going, oh, well, I've converted and I've made thousands on this, because it's an impulse buy. People love to buy like stuff like this. They love to buy stuff like this. They'll buy things like this, okay? But when it comes to skincare, it's all bets are off. Oh, I already used something. I don't need that. And so they get really, really, flipped out. When I'm not even saying, don't leave your husband for it. It's not like I'm asking you to leave your husband. I'm asking you to use something that actually can help you. And then I'll get people that'll talk about how great my skin looks. I mean, I'm not wearing any makeup. I just got out of the shower because I want to go to my workout, and it starts soon. And I put on my moisturizer. That's what I use in the morning because the moisturizer gives me the most hydration. And it takes away those wrinkles, and it takes away that tired skin look. And that's the tired that I'm talking about, because I am tired. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am exhausted. I'm exhausted from 18-hour days for the last 3 years. I really am, and having no life and sitting in front of a computer all day. I am tired, yeah. But I keep going. Because I keep thinking there's something. I know I can make this work. I know I can make this work. But God says, labor into the rest. And there's a part of the Bible that talks about laboring into the rest and actually letting it go. And I'm coming closer to that point of laboring into the rest, because as I see it, my goal, like I've started on Snapchat, and my goal is really to share with people what I know, my knowledge. And there's a part of me inside where it's like, oh, you haven't made $1 million yet. You haven't had these successful businesses. You haven't been on stages with Gary Vaynerchuk and all these other, super de-duper a la Peter T. Hooper people. You haven't been invited to all the star things. You haven't walked the red carpet. But by saying that, neither has anybody else. And the people that are there, that are walking the red carpet with these other people, are the wannabes who want to be like them. And so I don't want to be. I'm gonna be. So that's my thought today, is that I woke up and I said, I don't want to be anymore. I'm gonna be. And regardless of what people think of me and how many haters I have, and hopefully I can just keep trolling and blocking these people. I looked at my block list last night on Facebook, and I probably have just as many blocked people as I do friends, which is kind of funny. I mean, my block list goes down like super long, because I don't know why people don't like me, but they just don't. And there are people that do like me, which is really weird too. Not that that's weird. I mean, what's there not to like, right? But they don't. And there's people that do that are like, wow, I don't get it. And I'm like, I don't either. So I'm going to focus on only those people who really, really dig me. And I'm going to focus on only those people who I can give help to. And so my goal in starting this company, Radiance, and starting other companies, I do have another store on Shopify that does other things besides Radiance. But starting these e-commerce stores and figuring this out and going from, nothing to a little bit of something is really where most people are. And that's the tipping point. It's really getting you past all of the other stuff that doesn't matter, to getting you into focusing on, okay, this is what matters. And so in all of my learning and all of my wrinkles and all of my skincare and all of this, I've learned a lot, and that's what I really want to share with other entrepreneurs. And it's got to be faith-based for me, because my faith is so much more it's so much more solidified in who I am at this point. And I realize that I have to move over this hump in order to get to the next level. And Radiance, I want to keep doing it. I love it, but quite honestly, I am not selling it like I was selling it when I first started. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And I think the number one reason is that I'm trying so hard, and I've tried really hard to get people to use it. I've asked people, I've given thousands of dollars of this away, thousands. And it costs me to make it. My cost is so astronomically high. It's like I don't even make a margin on it. It doesn't even matter. I'm literally just, if I sell one, I break even. That's it. And that's not including what I spend on ads. So if I were to bring in the ad costs of what it costs me to advertise this, I'm not making money. I'm losing money on every sale. I'm losing money, period. Because I'm competing with people like Christy Brinkley, Cindy Crawford, Rodan and Fields, all these MLMs, all this crap that these women say, oh, I have my own skincare line. You don't have your own skincare line. You don't even know what it is to create a skincare line. You have no clue what it is to have a skincare line. You bought $300 worth of crap, and then you went and sold it to your friends, and that's what you do. In fact, I was in a conversation, a private message conversation with a woman who has a women's group, and the first thing she asked me is are you with any direct marketing people, like MLMs? And I'm like, no. And because people are sick of it. They're sick and tired of MLMs. They're sick and tired of being pitched every single time. Oh, come to my party. Oh, bring some wine and we'll all get drunk and we'll all, do makeup. That's not what this is about. This isn't about drinking and then putting on a wrinkle cream. Nothing is going to help your skin from drinking. Nothing is going to help your skin from bad eating except good eating. Nothing is going to help your skin from being tired except getting some rest. Nothing is going to help your skin other than taking care of yourself. You can't go out and smoke 6 packs of cigarettes and then expect for your skincare to work. It's not going to work. It doesn't do it. I'm tired of pretending that that's really the case, because it's not. It's not. Your tired look comes from being tired. And if you're not tired, then you don't have a tired look. So this isn't I want to say to you, and this is in all honesty, I want to say, yeah, I look like this because I use this, and I do every day, but I also take care of myself. I eat right. I eat really clean. I don't drink that much. I mean, I have a beer every now and then. I have a glass of wine every now and then. I cut out drinking, really, really cut it out of my diet at all. I work out almost on a daily basis. Sometimes I miss a day. Hopefully I won't miss today. There's more that goes on than just applying a skincare cream. Cindy Crawford doesn't apply a skincare cream. She has an assistant, she has a nanny, she has a housekeeper, she has a bookkeeper, she has a this, she has a that, she has a this, she has that. Everything is taken care of for Cindy Crawford, so that all she can do is focus on Cindy. right? So you don't probably have that, neither do I. So we have to make time for ourselves. We have to make time to create that space where we can take care of ourselves, where we're less tired, where we're less stressed, where we're less, where people don't hurt us as much, because we're not as, our shields are up. Our shields have been renewed. We're renewed. So this is a renewal. It's not to take the place of your husband. It's a renewal. And as I do this, as I create this line, I realize so much more about how being tired for me, especially, I mean, I'm tired. I'm tired of the other day. I mean, it took so much out of me to get this troll out of my life. It was like, oh my God, this is happening again. You know, I battled this when I was in Vegas. I battled it so much. I mean, I was scared to get on my bike. I was scared to go outside for a walk with my dogs. I was scared. I was physically, I would get like hives knowing that somebody's watching me and they want to kill me. I mean, that feeling in and of itself, just it, even now, like I swallow and I'm like, oh my God, it's the feeling of that, you know, the feeling of homelessness, the feeling of really like that feeling, that's a tired feeling. And this doesn't take that away, don't get me wrong, but when I take care of myself, when I sit back and I go, okay, what's in the word for me today? What is the scripture that I'm going to follow on my daily basis? You know, faith is the evidence of things unseen. You know, it's what is the word that I'm going to follow today? And I don't memorize the scriptures in like the exact memorization for everybody else so that they can approve of me. I memorize them the way that they apply to me and my life. So however they apply to you in your life is a different story. But that, the idea of being tired, and you can tell my hair is kind of funky. The idea is of being tired and being in this space of vulnerability is difficult. It is not an easy thing to do. And the skincare tip of the day of being tired is really just, you know, stand back for a second and give yourself that space to go, okay, what is it that I really want to create? You know, and what I really want to create is, I created this line to help people, but I realized that in so creating this line of trying to help people, which I'm trying to do, they don't want my help. They don't care. They don't care about me, and they don't care about my skincare. They want what's going to make them happy. And if this makes them happy, if this gives them strength, if this gives them less wrinkles, if it makes them feel better about themselves, if it makes them look better about themselves, then I'm on to something, right? Because now they feel better. Now they look better. Now they act better. Now they feel good about them, who they are inside. So it isn't about me. It's about what I'm giving to them. And as I've gone through my advertising, I've noticed that, you know, the ads that I get with more clicks are, here's what it's going to do for you. Here's how this is going to help you. It's going to stop your wrinkles. It's going to stop your dry skin. It's going to keep your skin plumped. It's going to keep your skin fresh. You know, goes on under makeup. It's not like right now my skin is really, really soft. I can actually put on my, I usually do this before I go for my ride over to the club, but this is my chin and neck lift, and I use it all over my face because I should have named it facelift, but at the time in the searches, chin and neck lift was the deal, and I realized that facelift is much more appropriate. So this is the chin and neck lift. It's half ounce. It's not that much. Anyway, I use this all over, and it's got that like supernatural tightening. But that's what literally, like, I have to share that with people on a daily basis. So the dry skin tip of the day, and all this around the three gratitudes, the things that I'm grateful for. That's all about radiance. That's what embodies this whole line, and it's what I created it on, and it's how I I work to live every day. I mean, and it does take a lot of work to live like that, because it doesn't like, I don't like wake up with daisies and, you know, oh, I've got a film crew around me. That doesn't happen. I've got me, and that's all I've got. And I think that's all we all have is ourselves, because no matter how big this social media thing gets and how much more people really want to be noticed, and it's the 15 minutes of fame all the time. You know, Andy Warhol said everyone has their 15 minutes of fame. If Andy Warhol was alive right now, it'd be I would love to see what he would do on social media, because he'd be, you know, he'd probably be out there doing crazy things, and his 15 minutes of fame, he would just knock all over that, you know. And Edie Sedgwick, you know, I'd love to see what she would have to say about this. But those are, I'm dating myself, and if you are too young for that, then you'll have to look it up in Google. But the whole point of this is that, you know, as I go on to Radiance and as I work really hard to do this, I am tired, and I'm not going to lie. This is not an easy go. And I'm telling you this, you know, from my heart. It's truly something that I believe in, and it's something that I've wanted to have happen. But I realize that maybe this line is taking me into a space of things that I really wanted to do in the first place, which was help people to understand their businesses better and learn from the mistakes that not only I've made, but I continue to learn from. You know, mistakes that I made 2-3 years ago, I'm like, oh, yes, I know. And that's when I think that is the most important thing. When you start learning from the mistakes you made a while back, and it's a recall, you're like, I get it. I totally get it. Okay. So that being said, the dry skin tip of the day is I got out of my shower. I don't pat myself with a towel anymore, because I'm noticing that when I use the towel, unless it's super soft, it causes redness on my face, and I don't want the detergents on there, anything. So I honestly just let my face air dry. I do. And when it's moist, I'll put on my moisturizer so that I seal in the moisture from the water inside of my skin, so that it's moist going on, and it is still, my pores are open and receptive to my line. I also, like I showed you just now, I use my facelift. And then if I'm not going out in the sun, like usually, and it's so beautiful out today, I will put on the brightener as well. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to be riding my bike to the club right now to go take a class. So thanks for watching, and I hope you got something out of it. Let me know below. I haven't even looked at the comments, but I'm going to get on my bike right now, so I'll comment to you when I get back. And thanks a lot for your purchase of Radiance. If that's what you're doing, I really do appreciate it. So have a great day, and take care of your dry skin. Get some sleep, get some rest, eat clean, eat cleaner than you are eating. Although I should talk, I have and this is not Starbucks, this is actually my Stoke iced coffee, which is my one vice that I have, and I love it. So enjoy your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.